Sorry if you can hear a whirring sound in the background, it's just the fan. Once again, good old Australian spring. Bipolar to the end, can't decide whether it's hot, cold or indifferent. Okay, so what we've got here is part 2 of the Halloween Headstone display, which includes my costume fitting and accessories. And again, taking notes. Bad habit. But, okay, as I've said before, the costume is pieced together from several other costumes. Basically, the robe and hood were purchased from 2 different costumes, though I do have a third hood which came with the robe, but it doesn't actually have a proper hood, it's just covering the shoulders. The belts were made from 4 different belts. Now I know that sounds a bit strange, but I had 2 belts already that used to fit, and then when I've ordered stuff from Temu, I have received another 2 belts. So I combined those together into 2 belts. And from those, many things are hung from. Also, there are gloves that came with the robe and the other hood. I haven't shown those. They're difficult to wear. I don't know why, they just are. The light coloured overcoat, I suppose you call it, or overrobe, apron even, it actually came from a pillowcase. It's a pillowcase cut in half and then connected to another pillowcase, and then a hole cut round from my head, and yeah, it just covers up a lot of things. And also the corset style banding I have around my waist under the belts, they were from Temu. They stretch, but I'm a big man, you know, so there's not much you can do about it. In the photos you'll see I'm just wearing normal joggers. I do have another pair of joggers that I've modified with gorilla feet, bare feet, but they're for other costumes, not for this one in particular. I must point out too, all the accessories have been altered in some way, shape or form, and mostly I've done it for practical reasons. When I'm wearing a full robe, it's very hard for me to get my wallet out, or get my phone out, or get keys out if I need my keys, or God forbid I buy something. Oh, finding money is just impossible. So they've been modified very slightly so that one can take my keys, one can take my wallet, which I'm actually proud of that one. I made up a little pouch for the wallet to sit in, which then goes into a pouch that hangs off the belt. And that was made out of an old hanky. Always use what's at hand and don't fret. Just make it to what you want it to be. Best thing to remember. now we've got a few shots of the accessories as they're being made. The staff, which I'm actually proud of, works. The orb at the top is made from solar light path lights. Inside it is another solar light path light, but it's a round flat one, so I've managed to put it up inside the orb. Best part about it is I can turn it on and off. And if I'm standing there and I want to surprise somebody, I can press the remote and on comes the light. I've made it so the remote can be stored on the staff. I reinforced the inside of the staff because it was hollow with sand, wood glue, bits of wood, some short pole, wooden pole, dowel. Then I've wrapped it with twine over joins and places to make it a bit sturdier. Then I've covered the whole thing with bark from Bunnings and then some spac filler to make it rough texture. Then painted the whole thing brown first, then went over it with black and then spotty white, and I like the way it's come out. It looks pretty good. The orb at the top of the staff is being held in a resin skeleton hand that I got from Reject Shop in Gosford, and I'd been doing it so well. I had been looking after it, and it came to the time when I was to attach it to the top of the staff, and I dropped it. I lost about that much. That was the stem, but I've managed to incorporate the orb holder into the staff a bit better with some leftover bark, some small bits of timber, some plastic, a lot of glue and a lot of spac filler. Selly spac filler. I'm not getting sponsored by them, but my God, you can't go wrong with that stuff. So yeah, and it looks good too, and it's not that heavy. Oh, another thing is that to change the batteries to power the orb, I used sticky back Velcro, so it will come out, but it's not permanently fixed in there. Takes a little bit of moving about, but it works, so I'm happy with that. From the following photos, you will see that I have rearranged slightly the garden display. I've added 2 more headstones, and I've moved the orb lights, which is similar to what's on their staff. I've moved them so that they're out from under the trees, but they still light up the trees, but they shine on the pumpkins and they also shine on the headstones. And it looks pretty good. Also put up a skeleton bird in a cage, which I did years ago. And it's got little tea candle lights in the bottom, which you turn on, and it lights up through, I think it's cotton wool. And it just gives it a good look, I thought. Doesn't do anything, just sits there, lights up, looks good. I find, as I'm not an electrician, I find that doing electrics in items difficult. So again, check out your $2 shops, your Smart Dollars, your reject shops. They will sell Christmas lights, or just a row of white lights, which are powered off 3 AA batteries. And then all you got to do is line it in. You can cut it and wire it and solder it if you want, but I've found that it's easy just for what I do. Put them in, and if I don't use all the lights, I'll tape them off with black masking tape. And again too, reject shop and shops like that, they will have garden lights which are solar powered. Perfect for what we need because they have a good shape. Some of them are in a lantern shape. Some I've just bought are plastic orb shapes. I've had others which have gone inside of lanterns. But the best ones I've found so far, they're a round light which you can press on and it'll come up white, or you press it again and it'll change colour. But it also comes, as I said, with a remote control. So that makes life a hell of a lot easier. So don't let people look down on you because you use stuff from a reject shop or a $2 shop or Base Warehouse. Those places are invaluable for practically everything. finally, I love doing these titles at the beginning of all my videos, but they're very time consuming, both for me to make and for you to watch. So what I've done is made a generic introduction card. So you'll see that from now on. Just make sure when you see it, you check that it's a new video. That's about it. Halloween is on Wednesday, which means I will have the whole garden lit up just for that night, and I'll take a video of it, and we'll go from there. Plus I've got to take some stuff to Newcastle on Wednesday for a raffle at Cafe in Hunter Street Mall. They've been good to us, so I'm going to be good to them. And it's a bit of a Halloween festival thing as well. Just, I have not been feeling really great, health-wise. I love going to events, but I hate going on my own, and it seems to me that that's all I do nowadays is go on my own. And I will ask people to go, and they're always busy. I know with a lot of places like Collecticon at Penrith and Newcastle, I'm going to get there and I'll know people. But sometimes I would just like to go somewhere with people. Just not to show off and go, hey, look, I've got friends, but it is nice. And if I'm in the car, I've got someone to talk to on the way there and the way back. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe and come back and see some more later on. I will probably do a video, as I said, on Halloween. And as I'm going to Cafe, I might do just a trip up there. Just a travel log style one. Okay, have a great one. Talk to you later. I was going to finish off with something witty, but I can't think of what to say. It's gone. Catch you later.